and gentlemen,
it is an honor for us to meet you in this beautiful day, and thank you for the chance that is given to us. Some people say that student and science are close to each other. If allowed to make a metaphor, student and science are like nose and breath. They are functional just because they both exist. Nose will function if there is breath, and breath will also be functional if it has the way through which it flows from the lung.
we are not scientists, but we have been doing for science since 2 years ago, since we joined student science project in our school. We are Dinara, Safina
And Aisyah Kusumastuti
from 15th Senior High School of Semarang.
Today we would like to present our product that is entitled
Masabuk, as a solution to overcome motion sickness. Firstly, we want you to know about the definition, causes, and side effect of motion sickness. Motion sickness is a disorder that is caused by presence of movement, so that it can trigger dizzy, nausea, even vomiting. So how can motion sickness happen to us? And what is the mechanism of motion sickness? Motion sickness happens because of some factors, such as not having enough rest, turbulence, air conditioner, temperature that mixed with strong odors, and also incapability of brain in receiving mixed signals from several parts of bodies. And for the example, when we are walking, both of eyes and our bodies are moving together. But when we are in a vehicle such as car, train, boat, or plane, our eyes keep catching the view of this subject movement, but our body is not moving. So that makes the brain feel confused and cannot receive the mixed signals from several parts of body as well.
The inner ear also has some liquids to regulate our balance. When we are on the trip, inner ear will experience some turbulence and causes imbalance. This makes brain feel confused and screwed up when receiving signals from several parts of body, and then secrete histamine hormone. This hormone have a function to counteract the imbalance of the brain's neuron in receiving signals from several parts of body. And the excessive production of this hormone can cause motion sickness. That's why we're conducting this research.
Motion sickness is very annoying, especially for people who have long trip by vehicle. So, ladies and gentlemen, is there anyone in here always feeling nauseous when traveling? What would you do if you were on that situation? I know and I'm sure that most of you use some drugs to reduce that hangover. That's true for some people. That drugs can reduce the hangover, but some cannot, and even leave the side effect. And the most common of side effects are drowsiness, headaches, low blood pressures, urine retention, diarrhea, and etc.
And the next part is research objective. In this part, we want to make a product, but first, utilizing natural materials to prevent someone from motion sickness that has a side effect. Second, resolving and protecting the olfactory nerve from the scent that can cause motion sickness. And the third, applying natural materials into something practical to use by people to prevent motion sickness when they are traveling. And the next part is research design. The research design that we use is PDCA, plan, do, check, and action. The first part is plan. In this part, we are planning, and we decided to use two properties project in our research. First, we use ginger, because ginger is a natural material that is function as stimulant pharmacologies to make our brain tolerant to mixed signals. We use it for several reasons. Ginger has good benefits because it contains pantothenic acid and vitamin C. Ginger is cheap. Ginger has good smells. Ginger has good antihistamine substances, and ginger is a natural material that is consumed by many people. The second one, we use mask, because mask is a device used to protect nose from dust, foreign objects, and odors. We use it for it is practical to use, and mask is functional. And for your information, antihistamine is more effective to react via respiration.
And then we do two things that will be the basic for making our product. First, we collect the data based on the internet and the journal, and we summarize the data into the table form. And we know that the ginger contains thiamine, pantothenic acid, vitamin C, and riboflavin. We explore more on the content of vitamin C and pantothenic acid. Because of their content, they can be function as a natural antihistamine, and that's why we think that this can be used as natural antihistamine drug. Second, we made a design modification. We arranged the max is same as the current max, and we add the new layer that contains ginger extract, and this is our innovation. After we add the new layer, the composition will consist of raw layer, inner layer, or as well as the layer that contains ginger extract and the layer that touches the skin. The next part is two. In this part, we making masabuk. So the process of making this product are: first, we preparing the ginger, including rinse and grated it. Second, we preparing the spoon-burn cloth, including measuring and cutting it. Third, we boiling the ginger extract with the spoon-burn cloth together. Fourth, we dry it the spoon-burn cloth. Fifth, we composing the spoon-burn into the ready-to-use mix.
So this is it. Masabuk is ready to use. And then let me tell you how the mechanism of this product works. Our body has a toxic chemical called histamine. When there are harmful substances such as virus or bacteria enter our body, histamine will fight the substance. This makes our body become inflamed. Moreover, if you have an allergy, histamine cannot distinguish between substances are dangerous or not. To all incoming symptoms, histamine fight them. As a result, itchy skin, redness and swelling, runny nose, sneezing, or swollen eyes. Motion sickness is a disorder on the central balance system in the vestibular, which is caused by asynchronous of brain in receiving signals from all the senses of the body. So that can produce histamine that triggers nausea, dizzy, or vomit. But ginger extract in Masabuk act as a natural antihistamine drugs that will stop the histamine from influencing body cells to excrete these allergic reactions. Pantothenic acid and vitamin C are dominant factors in executing this work.
In the next part is check. To know the response whether Masabuk is accepted, we conduct a quality control. We give questionnaire around our product to our class consisting 72 students, and the results are: first, respondent feels comfortable to use max, gets 85%. Second, the max follow mass fashion, gets 80%. Third, respondent feels comfortable to ginger smells, get 90%. Fourth, respondent positively receive ginger influence, get 90%. And fifth, respondent receive Masabuk, gets 95%. So the result, to compensate the reasons, we know that 95% responded received the Masabuk.
And the last part is action. In this research, we developed some indicators of the betterment of this Masabuk. First, tolerable levels of smell. We conducted 5 times experiments to produce right level of smells to average people, so that people can use Masabuk comfortably. Second, smell consistency. We test the long-lasting aroma. Ideally, this mask will be functional either from scent and pharmacological effect for 1 week. Masabuk is supposed to function as long as the life function of this possible mask. The third, respondent acceptance. Masabuk must be accepted either functionally or socially. It means that Masabuk overcomes hangover with no social obstacle in using. And the fourth, we will develop Masabuk design to make them more comfortable when used. This is because the more comfortable product, the more demand will be. If there is more demand, our efforts to reduce the use of the anti-hangover drugs will be more successful.
So The conclusion from this presentation are ginger is supposed to be effective natural material to prevent people from motion sickness. And second, ginger pharmacologically works effectively to resolve and protect the olfactory nerve from the scent that can cause motion sickness. Third, Masabuk proves practical and accepted by people to prevent motion sickness when traveling. So before we close this presentation, we want to say that we are happy that today we are lullaby a solution in experiencing in hangover. There are so many good drugs formulated by good industries and pharmacians, and there are also that traditional drug expert yielding in alternative traditional solution.
Anyhow, it doesn't mean that we don't believe of those solutions available, so that we conducting this research. This must be an academic task that must be shouldered by students. We do hope instead of committing ordinary research, our project can be made alternative by the needy.
This is our submission.
So before we end up this presentation, let us motivate ourselves with a famous quote from Martin Luther King Jr.
Life is most persistent, and the urgent question is, what are you doing for others?
That's all from us.
Roses are red, violets are blue, we have met. Thank you and goodbye.